Okay, hi, my name is Phraporn. I'm from Bangkok originally, and in LPA, I'm working as the position as the associate director. I've been working with LPA since 2009, up to now. And the background, I was a landscape architect before. So after working for 3-4 years, I found there's a lack of the knowledge of the lighting in the landscape. So I decided to go study in Wisma. Graduated in 2008. So right after the graduation, I did kind of work around in London with Paul Trainer before, and I was in the Heidelberg for a lighting firm there for a short while, and then I decided to join LPA at the beginning of 2009.
My name is Sunyoung Hwang. I work at Lighting Planners Associates as an associate lighting designer. I'm Korean, but I've been working and living in Singapore for the past 6 years. I studied visual arts, specialized in glass at the University of Sydney. It's quite a unique major to have, I guess. I chose to study glass because I was quite fascinated by the medium itself, the colors and the transparency and translucency, and as you can imagine, it really plays well with lighting. So a lot of my classmates, some of them are working in lighting industry too, and was no surprise for me too. And I came across with architectural lighting, and I started Googling, and I searched for I did a short course at uni as well, and I applied for a job here and job in this career line, and yeah, that's how I ended up here. Yeah.
Okay, so for me, my name is Mayumi Banno. I'm originally from Yokohama in Japan. And how I met lighting is I met the lighting in my high school as stage lighting. So since then, I was haunted by lighting. And I studied some stage lighting in college in New York, but I didn't graduate there. And then I started working in Tokyo as a lighting designer after I went some school teaching about architectural lighting and commercial lighting. And then I spent about 3 years doing the commercial lighting, like shops, restaurant. And after that, 2011, I joined LPA.
Basically, we're doing everything. We're starting from scratch, talking with the client, what do they want. Then we come up with the concept, we do the schematic, do some sketching. We also do lux calculation, we do some model as well. Our principal, Mr. Kaoru Mende, he's always encouraged us to use a hand sketch. So everyone better to have a hand sketch. Sometimes we have a blue paper, we do a paint, and then we sketch, and that kind of thing we can think more properly, better than the graphic. We do mock-up as well. There's a lot of mock-up we are working on, and yeah, that's before we get the specification. We have to make sure that everything is in order. There's a lot of back and forth during the design coordination as well. We do the commissioning, we do site supervision. So basically, from the beginning until the end. And after the completion, we still follow up. You know, there's what happened. There's defects ongoing, and we still need to take care of it until client is satisfied, so we can close the project nicely.
We actually do everything: master plans, like retails, hospitality.
Well, because we are kind of the big scale of the company, we have the capacity of the designer in the wide range of the field. So the big scale of the project, like a master plan, we are also able to do it, which we are actually kind of specialists on the lighting master plan. We have the commercial, we have the retail big scale. Hospitality, also one is our strength of our LPA strength. We have residential, a lot of residential that we have. Garden lighting, landscape lighting. Tell me if I miss out anything. Basically, we are able to do everything, and we are also having the kind of the fun kind of events organization.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. Besides our professional work, LPA has the non-profitable
organization
called Lighting Detectives. and all of us are member of the lighting detectives, and then we enjoy kind of having fun beside the work.
So that's kind of we have a kind of the break from what is a kind of sometimes we too much stress on what we are normal work, and then okay, let's have some fun, and then that's where we throw our idea to the detective work, and we can have fun with the other people outside, give some knowledge to other people as well.
So Lighting Detectives, it's a non-profit organization. It's set by our principal, Mr. Mende, and a few other designers back in 1990s. It's there to raise the awareness of the lighting and also study lighting culture. And it's involving a lot of field works, so which means that everyone goes to outside, feel the light, and survey the light, actually would like checking how the lighting environment is like. We have the events, forums, both in regular and very spontaneous spaces, a lot of exhibitions as well. It's actively organized by our office members, but there are other members like globally as well. There's a colleague that we're missing here. Come, please come.
Come and join us.
Hello, hi. Hello.
Can you tell us who you are? Introduce yourself.
Sure. My name is Angkana. Yeah. So I am Thai. Yeah, and I've been working with LPA. I think it's about 7 years until now. Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about your background, how you became a lighting designer?
Yeah. My background is I graduated from architectural school in Bangkok, Thailand. Yes. And since I graduated, I started working in lighting design since then. Yes. So for my first job, I worked in Bangkok, and after that, after 7 years, yeah, I came here, yeah, to join Singapore, to join RPA since then.
Yeah, as technology grow up, and then obviously like we have LED, but back like 10 years, 15 years, it's no, it's still we using like HID, fluorescent tube. But so as technology grow up, I think there is a more availability, more opportunity for us to figure out, explore. So I think it's good to have like the technology and advanced technology, and we can make use of it.
Yeah, I think it will be interesting to explore about the new technology, but also we also need to take some time to adapt and adjust to fit to the new technology, because now the trend is coming, and then like the technology is lead the human behavior now, but for the human we also need to adapt to fit to that technology. I think that needs some time.
But true, but we need to know that the technology is just a tool for us to use it. So we are the one to design it, how to use it, and how to utilize it.
For me, the lighting trend, what I'm thinking, the lighting could be everything now. It's not restrict only just the light bulb. You can have it everywhere, the floor illumination or the entire ceiling illumination, the wall, ceiling, everything can be lighting, not only the bulb. So that's kind of the good thing for the new coming of the technology. But when it's come with the thing that we cannot control, something that someone can easily hack, that's something that we kind of scare off, and then we think it should be a better protection. We still don't know in kind of the wireless control or the Bluetooth. This kind of thing is new coming, or the IoT thing. We are still learning also, and we try and error, but still kind of reluctant to use everything full stream because we are not sure yet.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a scary of like privacy, like how your personal data will be taken away, and lighting is kind of like doing that as well. But my view is like, I think human-centric lighting, which is like a hot topic as well. And I think that's a good example of how technology is really benefiting like human, really, because I think it's a human-centric lighting pretty much is like lighting that cares for human. And I think it's quite a warm concept to it, like lighting cares for your vision, your biological needs, like comfort and everything. And you know how when lighting was first introduced, like people had difficulty sleeping maybe because you're exposed to like this cool bright light all the time, and like with this sort of concept and technology coming in, like maybe it's going to give us back what we lost it.
So kind of the helping.
Oh, okay, I'll go first. I think it wouldn't take so much time and maybe the budget, but I think it'd be very nice to have a portal system like where you can find all the lighting fixtures. So like you can sort by the types of light, material, like cost and everything. So like all the lighting designers can search the light fittings like a lot easier. I think it's very possible like without spending so much.
For me, if I have budget, I would want to do some research to develop, to improve incandescent lamp. Yeah, and also to research about any hassle that caused by the LED source, because I do love to use the incandescent lamp, and it creates a warm feeling to the human, and it gives the awareness to human when we use incandescent lamp, because incandescent produce heat when we turn it on, while LED doesn't produce the heat much, and we lost the human instinct, which is to me, I miss that feeling. Yeah, so if I could, I would want to bring back the incandescent lamp back to the industrial, and to see whether we can reuse it.
I want to look at something, especially for the exterior, something that will be the most efficiency lighting that save a lot of energy for us, like less power consumption, but be a lot friendly for the animal. We don't really need it all the time. We only need it when it needs, so something of the sensor or kind of automatic that we can adjust when the people will go there, and when there's no one, the animal could survive perfectly. Because we have the current, we just recently changed to the LED street lamp to our neighbor next door. It's kind of very bright and white, and we noticed as well, actually all the animals they are gone, and probably where the bird are going to live where, or the other small animal they're going to live, because they think it's daytime, it's all the time. And the question is also, do we really need it bright, and do we really need it white? So I also want to also have the research on how do the people really need the lighting, because sometimes we just kind of, it's culture, kind of the culture that we think we really need it bright to be able to see, but we never go into that deep research that actually people don't really need it so bright. And what are the balance between the human needs and in the reality? That is something that we should take more study.
Okay, my turn. My dream is kind of blur still, but I'm interested into the media, because that media is something LPA doesn't touch. We create the background, like we create like a media screen, but we don't provide the content itself. So, but the content should be branded well in our lighting as well as the architecture or the environment there. So yeah, I think if I have time and budget, I wanted to go into that stage. And also the media we see every day in the city is kind of busy. So like in LPS style, I wanted to search more natural way, learning from nature, and then blend it well to the city environment, nature, that kind of media.
You know, as a lighting, we always wanted to make it look nice, but there always a limited budget. So that's always a stuckering from especially for me and maybe some of us, and how to let the client pay for us for the better project. Right? Well, we try to find a balance of a very reasonable budget for the lighting fixture that have very high value of the quality. And we try so hard to let the client agree and pay a little more to get a good quality fitting.
Every project has different difficulty, but I think most of the project that I was tackling with is about how to convince to the client, or convince to the architect or other consultants to understand the lighting design, because we can show them the nice images, but how to achieve that is require a lot of coordination and a lot of understanding to achieve the effect. And everyone has different expect and requirement. Then how to convince them to believe us, trust us, and accept that idea. I think that is the most challenge for me.
I think the budget is a thing, and then sometimes we have to do like very extensive budget studies. It's a very dry work for us, like you became a designer and like what you do is just looking at Excel like entire day, like just trying to get like sort out the cost, and you just wonder yourself like, are you designing? And and I think like Phraporn touched on that as well. And to get we're just trying to like deliver a better quality, and ultimately we need to convince the client that like if you pay this much more, like you get better like design as a return, like and really delivering that, convincing them. I think it's a challenge for us.
For me, challenge is to make every project like wow. So by lighting, I think everything going to be changed in the night. So what you see in the daytime is totally gone, and then what we create, what we design is totally different from daytime. So I just seek the new design or new scheme, but based on our LPA standard or something. But it's challenging for every project to get kind of wow effect.
Can I say it first?
Are you going to say the same one?
Shall we discuss this?
Can we the same one?
No, we didn't discuss before.
Okay.
None of you will say the same person because you may have different reasons.
Yeah, true.
I'll support your idea.
I can't imagine who it's going to be. But can we?
Well, okay, the person who really inspired me is Mr. Kaoru Mende. That's the reason why I'm here. I didn't choose the country, as actually I chose the company. So I really want to actually be and to be able to work with him. And I really he has a lot of passion. And there's a little thing that always coming out from him that I always, I have never think about it. And it's kind of very sensitive thing. He look at it, and I've never noticed about it before. So I learned from him a lot from the past 10 years, and I think I still have a lot to learn from him. So that's really like good that I'm here to work with Mr. Mende.
Yeah, I think we all agree. I think. Yeah. On top of that, I think he's visionary. So he's like 1 or 2 steps ahead
of us.
Yeah.
He think a lot, and everything is in details, and sometimes we didn't think about that. So when he just advice, and that's 10-minute advice, it mean a lot for us.
From our perspective, he's a designer that's works very differently to sort of Western designers, and that's always been even when I started in lighting, he was quite an inspirational figure all those years ago because of his projects being very, very subtle, very, very, very different to the sort of work other people do. So I think we're all very, very lucky. We work, and I'm a bit jealous actually.
So you're all the same.
I think it's really impressive to hear every single word from him. Like every time that we have discussion, we get a lot of inspiration, and he has a strong mind and have a lot of passion. Like he's never gave up. On some difficult situation, he never gave up. He still tried to find the best solution to solve that, and
So I mean, I know him for the past 10 years. But the good thing is he's never changed. Although all the technology, everything is changing, he always has a strong approach. That he always think that's a good thing. It's always the right thing that we see from him.
Yeah, and I think lighting detectives. Well, he started as well, and I was actually gonna say like lighting detectives and all my colleagues. But yeah, I think it was something that I knew before I joined the company as well, and I saw it. I thought it was like really great because it constantly reminds us of the social responsibility as a lighting designer. You're not just like working for the projects, like, you know, you're trying to understand from people, like you're just trying to understand the lighting environment more and try to make it better. So I think that's quite impressive. Yeah, the works.
It's a thing that you actually cannot touch. You can only feel, and only when it's switched on, you can only see its appeal. So that's something kind of magical, kind of the thing that kind of very difficult also. We don't know what is inside there, but when it's switched on, everything changed. So that kind of the image that it got inspired me at the beginning.
And it affects our visual and mental and physical.
And give the feeling to you once you see the light switch on. That kind of the warm feeling or that kind of good atmosphere actually can change everything. Kind of the magic actually.
Yeah. And the other thing is lights always come with shadow, so it's always have two perspectives. That make the different. Yeah,
They have a dimension.
Different from architecture that it's come with the object. While lighting is not touchable, then it creates another dimension in the space.
Something you can't only do with the colors, like, you know, cove lighting happens everywhere. Like even if you change the wall color to like white to gray gradation, like you cannot replace the light. There's something, that effect that you can only get with the lighting. Yeah.
But being woman is kind of advantageous as a being lighting designer, because woman has empathy, and then woman can feel or blend it to like a colleague, your colleague or architects or your partners. I think that's kind of
Maybe better when you have to work with contractors, a lot of male contractors maybe.
With your smile.
We go to the side with a nice smile. Do everything for us.
Like,
it's true.
Yeah, to make a friend.
But the good thing is, because as a female, we are looking to think, I'm not sure, but we are more details and we are more sensitive than probably the other gender. And I think that's our advantage. And, we are a little bit more gentle, maybe, kind of, that we didn't want to have the like arguments, so we try to tone everything down, and probably that's one of the advantages we have.
I'm not sure it is how to encourage, but but I think, to me, I feel like doing lighting design is similar to being makeup artist, and I believe that most of the women would love to wear makeup, or unless play with the makeup, which is lighting is similar thing, similar sense of design that we could do to wear the makeup. So women can do better, right, in that sense. And I think, as she said, that women is more sensitive to feel, to observe and adjust to based on the project design. Then I believe that women can do better in the lighting industry.
It's not like we have a lot, but actually we don't have enough of the lighting designer. Although around the world, I think it's still not enough. When you compare with other professionals, definitely we are so little. Okay.
That's brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thomas giving you a clap.
yeah.